Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and today we're going to be playing with Aphelian. But first, we're continuing our featured artist for this week, which is Glenn Clark, and this is Bruised. Let's do it.
Take your pain away, I would wear it for you. Broken love will leave you bruised, and that's no way to love you. I see your wall is breaking. Behind your eyes I see you ache. He doesn't deserve you. It's not your fault that he's this way. If I could take your pain away, I would wear it for you. Broken love will leave you bruised, and that's no way to love you. That's no way to love you. The story keeps repeating. Your painted smile seems out of place. I had to defend you. I need to know that you'll be safe. If I could take your pain away, I would wear it for you. Broken love will leave you bruised, and that's no way to love you. That's no way to love you. That's no way to love you. Leave you bruised. Leave you bruised. Leave you bruised. That's no way to love you. That's no way to love you. Yeah. Yeah.
Glenn Clark, Bruised. And what an amazing clip that is. The way he shot that is absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen it, I did an interview with him on all of his stuff, on his music, on his video clips, on him in general, Glenn Clark. And the way he shot that video was in reverse. So he sung all the words backwards and did the whole thing. And it's just amazing. It's an incredible video. Looks fantastic. The song's great. What can I say? It's Glenn Clark. He's the featured artist of this week. He's amazing. There's a link in the top of the chat. If you want to go and click on it, it'll take you to his song whip, where you can listen to all of his music and download it from your favorite streaming service. Do it. It'll make you happy. Yes, indeed. Hello, welcome to the show. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS. Every day we look at apps, creating music and video and mental health and well-being and interviews with amazing creators. And on the weekend, a live stream, singing some music, doing some music. And today I can let you know, a few hours after this show, I will be performing live on the Metalhead Hippie Show. Here's a new show called Whale, where artists come on and perform live. And I'm going to go on there today with Brad Example and some other people as well. How cool is that? I guess. Yeah, rock and roll. Let's say hello to everybody, shall we? Thank you for being here today. We've got a cool app to look at today. Hello to Brian Baker's left a comment up the top, which I'll hopefully address in the look at the app. Dave Fox, hello. Lou Reality, hello. Joe Glenn, hello. Cy, effing good to see you. Hello, Thomas Christ. Russ8889, 3 superior moderators with their spanners ready to wrench away at anything they want to. Gary Hubbs, hello. David Collette, good to see you. Clayton Von Kluge, hello to you. Who else do I see here today? Have I got everybody? I think I may have. Ed Zielinski, hello, my friend. I hope you are well. As I'm scrolling through, I try not to miss you guys. Alrighty, Gregory. Did I see Gregory? I saw someone say hello, but I didn't see his name. Oh, there he is. Gregory O'Sullivan. You are awake now. Good morning. I have my coffee, which I'm drinking out of my Russ 8088, 8088, 8088, 89 Moonworks album, which is due to be released around Easter. How cool is that? It's going to be debuted on this channel. So cheers, 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 cheers. And it looks like Tom got some merch from Russ as well. Awesome, awesome. Hello, Kim Harden Hudson. Hello to Tremor Bear. Yes, indeed. Something I wanted to quickly say. Some of you may have heard this, may not have, depends on what channels you watch or such. Paul from Four Pockets successfully underwent his surgery, came out the other side, doing well. That is good. That is what we want to hear. So happy to hear Paul's now resting in hospital. It's quite I think it was like a 11 or 12 hour surgery. So really heavy stuff. So we all send our wishes to Paul from Four Pockets and can't wait till he's back in the game and living his best life. Yes, absolutely. I'm sure everybody will agree on that with me. What else do I have to cover? Hey, thank you everybody for checking out the new shows that I've been doing, the Daily Digest. I hope you are enjoying them. They're the first two have been around 15 to 17 minutes. Some of them will be a lot shorter, but I will try and keep them around that 15-minute mark. Thanks for checking them out, all the comments and love that I've had. I'm glad you're enjoying them, the short form content. And you know what? There's heaps of material for me to go back and do. So there'll probably be about 3 to 4 a week of those. They won't be every day, but they are a daily digest, just not every day. So yeah, the next one probably won't be until tomorrow, and then there'll be one on the weekend on my day off to keep the lights on, so to say. Yes, indeed. Hello, Brad Example too. Me and Brad are going to have a quick catch up after this, and we're going to do a sound check for him to make sure he sounds all good for today's hippie live show. Alrighty, price drops or anything like that. Pretty much no change, same as yesterday, except Mila and Mila 2 have gone completely free. Completely free, and there is a reason for these. Now, I haven't looked at these apps, and I'm kind of happy in a way, because Mila 3 has been released. And Mila 3 is currently at a 75% off price, and Mila 1 and 2 are absolutely free for you to go and grab. So if you want to go and do them, they're both really cool synths. I'll probably do a show on Mila 3 in the probably next week sometime. But yeah, go and grab those. They're free, and I know that everybody loves free. Free indeed. So today we are going to be looking at Aphelian. Now, this app's been out for a little while. I don't know exactly how many years, maybe 3, maybe longer. I think about 3 years. Yeah, so 2019 this came out. And as you can see here by the price drops, it does drop price, but it only normally drops price for, say, a few days or a day. And recently it was on sale, which prompted me to buy it. There you go. It was $5.99 as recently as the 14th of March. So I actually grabbed it. And the reason I grabbed it, I paid for it, is the developers don't seem to get back to emails. I don't know if they're all dead somewhere and there's a cat chewing their face off, and the ambulance hasn't discovered their corpses yet. I don't know. But it's currently $11.99, and you're gonna see it at first and think, "Is this a toy? Is this something? Is this a some kind of like just a I can't think of the word. What's the word? I've got my brains. Like a novelty. That's the word. Is this a novelty? Now it looks kind of like a bit like a novelty, made for the iPad kind of thing. But man, is this thing powerful as all hell. Absolutely powerful. So we're going to jump into it because it may be a little bit difficult for those who may have it to understand it. And I'm going to be completely honest. There's a lot of it I'm still not sure about too. And I'm going to show you those points and we're going to talk about them. Some things I can't get to work. A lot of it I can get to work. So I'm going to try and explain it to you as best as I possibly can for deep diving into it for the last couple of days. Yeah. Now, I'm not perfect, so remember that, folks. Alrighty, so let's open it up, and to kick off, I'm just going to make some music with it for a bit. And I'm going to start off with an absolutely blank palette. So shall we open it up? Here it is. This is what it looks like on initial opening. And wish me luck. Alright, so I might turn down the mic and just start doing things. Hey, what's going on, Ed? B metal. All right, wish me luck, guys. I'll just mute the mic and we'll see what happens. go. So that was a quick run through, adding every instrument, turning on song mode, doing a whole lot of stuff. So we'll stop this, we'll break it down, we'll try and make it nice and simple so you guys understand exactly what is happening here. Let's stop this sucker. We're going to go over to the settings at the top here, and we're going to hit new, and we're going to clear this out. We don't need to save this. All gone. Here we are back at the beginning. So when you start a new project with this, you are given this screen every single time, yeah? All right, so the first thing I want to show you before we jump in is the drum machine. Now, the drum machine is separate to everything here, and you can find it up the top here. It looks like a little drum kit. See the little kick drum and a little tom sitting on top? When you click on that, so you have this independent drum machine. And if you've ever used a drum machine before, pretty standard stuff, yeah? You've got a play button up the top here. So you've got your kicks, snare, hi-hat closed, hi-hat open, claps, and cymbals. You can draw stuff in, right? Really easily. Hi-hats, random hi-hats. Whatever you want. You've got volumes over the side here, volume for each individual part, panning for each individual part, and a tone for each individual part. You also have multiple kits. So when you click over here, load drum set, 808s, 909s, look at them all, bells, gongs, bombs, man. Tablas. You got everything in here, man. It's wicked. We'll go with the 808, yeah? Ooh, yeah, sexy times. So you've got a volume up here. You can copy bars across. You've got how many bars you want it to go. You can add swing down here. All the stuff you would find in a typical drum kit. That alone is awesome, all right? Really good stuff. And as you see, I can just flick through drum kits on the fly, and they just change so seamlessly. Nice stuff. So let's stop that. We'll take out all these little bits here. Let's remove them all. It's all messy crap. And we'll just stick to our 4 on the floor. There you go. Ooh. Give it a bit of volume. So there's the backbone. We can jump out of here now. Let's talk about our orbits, shall we? So we'll open up with maybe orbit number 2. So there's 4 orbits. Let's stop that drum for a second. There's 4 orbits, and they can be accessed in each corner. And you can change the colors of these as you desire. So see this little eyeball over here? You can click on this, and you've got a color palette. Look at this. You can flick through. Click through whatever colors you like. Look at all those fancy colors. La 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 la. What do we go with? We'll go with that one. That was nice and bright. That was what we started with. Oh, let's find something brighter than that. That's bright, isn't it? Nice and bright, yeah? There you go. So it's color palette 3, and we'll come back to the color palette a bit later on. So to turn on these orbits, you need to, there's a little switch on each of them. See here? So when you turn it on, something happens. You're given a triangle. When you turn on this one, you're given a circle. When you turn on this one, you are given a diamond. I love diamonds. And you get one of these. Is that a hexagon? I don't know. I failed geography. Right. So we'll turn on orbit number 2 to kick off. And let's jump in to a single orbit and show you how it works. And then you'll understand how all of the orbits work. So when you click on it, you are given a circle. Yeah. And I'll go to this screen as well so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. Now, if I touch on the circle, it takes me to like an edit screen of this orbit, right? So why it's called an orbit is because each orbit has 2 moons that float around it. So think of like a planet with 2 moons. So when I hit play, there's the planet. And you can see the 2 little moons spinning around. Now one's spinning faster than the other and one's spinning a lot slower. How do we control this? Up at the top in the middle here is your control for these, basically your BPM and the speed of your moons the beats. You've got all this kind of stuff up here, yeah? Pretty standard stuff that you would find in a synth. And you'll notice Moon 1 is set to 1 beat. So it's flying around. Look at it go. So we can actually change it in here. And as you see, I've put it up to 4 beats. Now both of them are moving around the same time. See how they're both around the same speed now? Let's take it back to 1. And now you can see that orbits, one's fast, one's slow. So now I want to jump in and have a look at the moons, right? We've got the orbit here, and that is on this screen here. So here's our main screen. When I click on this, it takes us to when I click on the circle, it takes us to our edit screen. And when I click up here, this is a representation of the moons. So you can see, there's the one in the middle that's running slower, and we have the other one that's so you can see the speed representation. Now if I change the speed of this one, which is set at 1 beat, look at that, it's now in time with the other moon, and they're both bouncing and hitting the beat. Yeah. Cool, yeah? Now these moons I'll come back to because they're important. What these moons are able to control is your man, I'm forgetting words today. Is your modulation, yeah? But here's what's cool. You can change. See this circle and diamond? You'll notice over here on the side, Moon A and Moon B, you can go in and change the shapes of these. And create some really interesting sounds. Look at that. That's quite demonic, yeah? Quite demonic. Oh yeah. All right. So remember, these are the moons. So now if we jump back over here, you'll notice the moons going around our little planet there are moving in the shapes now of this. So they're not just going around the planet, yeah? When you see it up close. Now, also, while we're in this edit screen here, you can actually change the shape of the planet like this. And you'll notice the music changed a little bit there. The rhythm changed, yeah? And you've got all these amazing shapes here that you can do. Look at this spiral one. So you're going to get a lot of really interesting stuff by messing around with all these different shapes and with all the different moon orbits. All right, let's just go back to our circle. There it is. There's our circle. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper now, shall we? So up here in the top corner, this is our orbit that is running now, orbit 2. You've got a volume slider up here so you can control the volume at a glance. But if you click on this orbit here, you will see we are taken to another new screen here. Now, this is where you can control the patterns of what's going on. Now, see in this circle here, you've got all these notes that are being played. You can touch them and remove them at your will. And you can hear the beat changing along with that. Along the side here, to the right, you've got a whole lot, look at them all, a whole lot of pre-made patterns that you can just click on. So that's really cool. Now, you also have this thing called a tone map over here. And when you click on this tone map, we'll go full screen so you can see that. You have all these different tones. So let's change it up. So this one's going up and down like a vertical. And you'll notice this one is just bouncing on the same note. Right? Experimentation is your friend with this. Now we'll jump out of that, and to the side here we have the range of notes that are playing. So if I stretch this out, we're getting a far wider range of notes that are being played within this section. There you go. So you can bounce between the notes. We can change it up again. Also, you'll notice down the bottom, there's 3 notes that are being played here in this chord. And next to that, we'll go back to that, we'll show you that again. There's this little tuning fork down here. I can actually go in and add notes to this. So you can see these notes up here are being played. So this page here, this generator, I can draw in notes, which is really sick. Also within here too, you can change key. And you can see I've changed that to a D. And now down the bottom, this is where you apply it. So you can either apply it just to one of the orbits, or you can apply it to all. You can change the scale to a harmonic minor. Again, within here, you can change the notes. We can go major back to D major. So there's a lot of complexity in here. You can really get down and create some amazing stuff with this. And we're only on the first orbit, yeah? And I haven't even covered everything. So let's jump out of here. We'll go back to the beginning here. So we'll show you how to get back to where I was. So here we are back at the beginning. To always get back to the beginning, it's this bright colored picture here, which shows this. It shows a miniature picture of this, yeah? So if I tap on this again, here's our orbit. Here's our moons. So these 2 buttons up the top here, yeah? This is how you get to your tone map and your patterns. And next to that is this section here. So this is the control center of each synth. So you'll notice some very familiar stuff here, like some generators, you got filters, envelopes, amplitude, noise, we got frequency offsets, all this kind of stuff. And guess what? Every single one of these parts can be modulated, and like so easily. So I'll show you how to do it. Let's add, so we've got our cutoff here. So you can see I'm turning the cutoff here. You know, a pretty standard thing to use on a synth. But I want to modulate it. So how do I modulate it? All you need to do to modulate is add a controller over here. And you can add as many of these as you like. All you do is click it, and you'll notice everything lights up with a plus. And all you got to do is choose it. And we're off. You can see it modulating. It's so easy. Then you've got a range parameter, so we can tighten this up. We can make it more low end, low frequency there. Now, while you have this page open, this parameter automation, there are 3 sections here. Now, these are what you can assign the modulation to work to. So the first one is the planet. The second one's the first moon. And the third one is the second moon. So let's move this to the first moon. So if we jump over now to our moons, and remember, it's got a little picture to represent which moon you've just attached it to. This is the star. So if we head over here, that modulation is now attached to that star that's flying around really fast. We can change the shape of this now. Let's try something else, like what do we got over here? Really interesting stuff. Let's add another modulation to it. Let's add like a detune, yeah? So again, head over to the add controller. Let's hit this detune. Let's add another one. What do we want to add it to? Let's add some noise to it. And we'll add that to the second moon, which is just here. This one's attached to the planet. Not only that, all right, you also have some effects built in here as well. So you have two sets of effects. You have an internal and an external. So this is the external. If I click effects here, we're given this little bottom here, this little box, and we've got some delay, which you can control, the time, whatever you like. Got some reverb, a bit crusher. How cool is that? We got a flanger, a phaser, chorus, distortion. We'll leave the delay on for now. Nice. Okay, so I want to show you the other effects, yeah? So down here, we have this little button. And if I click on this, this takes us to our, pretty much our overall mix, yeah? So you can see, we've got Planet 2. If I hit mute, so here's our volume, you've got a mute, you've got a pan here as well. These are where all your controls are for your overall mix. Here's your drums. So you can pull the drums down, you can give them a different mix, you can turn them on and off. Off, good stuff. Here's your overall sound. And you'll notice down here, you actually have 2 effects slots. More effects! I mean, we're only still in the one orbit. I've only got one orbit running at the moment, yeah? So we've got some reverb happening here. So you can hear that reverb. And you can add that over here to the drum send effects. So you can send some reverb to the drums. And you can also send it to orbit 2. So if I turn up this, and you've got 2 effect slots. So we've now got the effects coming over here into orbit 2. And then in this one, we could turn on and say we want some delay. Give this some volume. And then we turn up a B. And we've got delay in here. So you can pretty much go crazy. Flanger, all the same stuff is in here as well, except there's no distortion. And so you'll have to do that from the other section. Pretty wicked stuff, yeah? What can I say? Let's jump out of here. We'll go back to our main screen. Let's bring our audio back in, sorry. Listen to that. So now we have this reverb. Now we've got a flanger in here. We'll pull down these effects a bit. Nice. So, what else can you do while you're in here? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, if once again I touch on here and we go to our edit screen, you can actually, with 2 fingers, change the shape of this and shape the sound. How cool, man. You've also got down the bottom, you can actually send your planet backwards. You can flip it side to side, up and down. You can do all that kind of stuff. You can reset it at any time with this little circle down here is a reset switch. Whee. Now, not only can you do this, mess around with this, you can do this with all of the shapes. Let's jump over to, where are we? So, there's even more you can do. Now we're back in our tone map section. You can actually change the shape of this as well. Check this out. So up here we have some controls to move this around. So you can kind of, I said before, you can paint things in. So let's just remove some notes from here. Now there's a little circle here. I'll show you full screen. There it is. If I click on this, now I can actually mess with this as well. Man, it's an absolutely incredible app. There's just so much going on. It's so powerful for something that kind of looks like a toy when you first see it. So you also have the ability to change the way the notes play. So here you can see it's selected to notes, but if I choose this flow section, check this out. Now, if you ever want to reset this, you can't get it back to the same shape. You're like desperately, I want it back to where it was. Again, look for the little circle with the dot in the middle, and that'll bring it back to reset. You can also change the resolution down here as well. So you can change the swing. And again, we're still only on the first orbit. Incredible stuff. So I think I've covered most of it. Remember up the top here, this is your events page. So this is where you can control the moons, the how many beats the moons spin. So this is your orbit 2, orbit 1, and when you are back on the main screen up here and you click the middle, you get the overall here, your orbits, the drums. You can control you can control the overall orbits here. Sweet. So let's have a look at some scenes, shall we? Let's talk about scenes. And then we'll show you the song mode. And then if I've got time, hopefully I'll show you how to use this in AUV3. Because it is AUV3. Let's stop it for a sec. It is AUV3. It is inter-app audio. But the AUV3 is a little bit different. You don't get all of this. You don't get the internal synth. You can use this to control other items. So like in AUM or like Cubasis, you can use it as a MIDI controller to control other AUV3s, yeah? So it doesn't have all of this functionality. So a way you could use it is open it up in, say, GarageBand, and let's run through some scenes, yeah? So let's start again. We'll start again, or we'll just leave it as it is. So we'll hit play. So this is our initial sound. Now over here we have scenes. So this is our first scene. It's all locked in. This is what it's going to sound like. If I now hit the plus button over here, it adds a brand new scene, and it's a direct copy of the initial one. So now I can add in orbit 2. So now if I bounce between A and B, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm starting to build up a song like this. So let's go, we're in B now. Let's play around with Let's change this to something crazy. Let's mess around with the orbits. Okay, so that'll do. So now you'll see if I bounce back to A, to B, all right, now I want to add another instrument. So I'm going to hit the plus again over here, and we'll introduce orbit 3. Let's add some modulation. Let's create a brand new scene and add number 4. Thank you very much for the kind super chat, David. Thank you so much. That's really nice of you. Now, what I want to let you know, thank you so much, David. That's my late super chat thingy. All right, so what's really interesting about these scenes is you'll notice as I click through them, it remembers anything. Every single thing you've done. So now if I jump into this one and change something, I don't have to save it. It automatically remembers it. Hello, who have I missed? Hello, Seba. Hello, Ingo. Hope you're doing well. Hello, iOS Music Man. So it remembers anything I do. So now I'm going to go and add some visualizations, yeah? So over here with this visualization section, I'm going to turn on Stargate. So this is the visualization. And now when I hit play, look at this, you get all these cool visualizations. And it makes the little planet much bigger. So you notice the difference there? So you've got these visualizations. And now I jump to number 2, and you'll know when I jump back to A, the visualizations come back. So everything gets remembered. So let's now add visualization to this one as well. Let's go to C and add some visualization. Revert C. C. Now we'll go to D and add visualizations. Change the colors. You can, whatever you change, it remembers. It's so cool. We'll go back to C and we'll change the colors again. How cool is that? So also, you'll notice in each corner, there is a representation of the main pattern of each orbit. If you click on this, it randomizes. Double tap. Boom. We've just randomized. Double tap. So you can randomize these things. I got nothing. All right. So what I'm going to do now is go back to C, and I'm going to add some snare in here. As I said, now we can add some snare in here. Give it a bit of volume. And now you'll notice I go to D and back to C, that snare's been remembered. So now we'll go to D. We'll go to our kicks. We'll add some snare in again. We'll add some hi-hats. So we've got 4 patterns here. But wait. Check this out. Gets even better, folks. Let's focus on orbit 4. We'll turn everything off. And as you see, when you turn them off, all the patterns disappear, yeah? So you can actually focus on your one sound. So now we've got just orbit 4. So if we hit play, if I click on the orbit down here in the corner, and then into this section at the top where our the control center is for the synth, you have all of these synth sounds, and there are shitloads. So you've got bass sounds. Let's give this a little bit of... You've got leads. Let's go in and change the actual bizzo. Let's put some more notes in here. There we go. The bizzo, I know. You've got strings, keys, pianos, organs, mallets. Heaps of sounds to play with. Whole bunch of bit crushed stuff. Percussive. And again, remember, all of this, you've even got effects in here. Remember, all of this can be modulated. Really cool stuff. Really, absolutely cool stuff. All right. So there you go. There's all of your instruments, and you can do this for each let's turn everything back on. So, just to show you something, if I had have left all of these off and we just had this playing, remember what I said about these scenes? They remember every move you make. So if we went to scene C now and then came back to D, it remembers now that only one orbit is running. So we have to put all these back on. Let's go in here and change these up a bit. Let's even change key for this one. So we'll change this to an F or an E. We'll change it to an E major and hit all. So now when I bounce between C and B, you're getting a key change, yeah? But you also have in this control panel down here a loop button. So if I click this on, now whenever I touch a scene, it'll wait till the loop's finished to change to the next scene. All right, so hopefully you've got an idea how this works. The last thing I want to show you within the standalone is the song mode. How do we get to song mode? So song mode is up here. It's next to the drum kit. And when you click on it, you're given this new palette, this new song mode section. And what you can do is build your song so you don't have to keep touching everything, right? Because we've set our song, we've got we've got our 4 parts. Now you hit plus here and you're given your first section. You click on it again and it gives you this. So you can choose one of your scenes. I want to choose A and I want that to go for 16 beats. And you've got a little calculator here as well. So you can hit times 3, times 16. I think the longest amount of beats you can go is 128. We only want to we'll go 16 beats, right? So that's our first step in the song mode. Now if we click plus again, click it again, we can choose B for our second section. And we want this to go for, we'll go for 16 bars again, yeah? So here's our 16 bars. Happy days. Let's click the plus again and click it again. We want C now, and we only want this to go for 8 bars. Then we'll hit, let's go back. We'll click another one here, and we'll choose B again. We'll give this 8 bars, hit the plus again, and we'll finish off with D for 16 bars. There we go. So there's our song. To now turn the song mode on, we click up here and here's where you bounce between scenes and songs. So now song mode is on. And now when we head back to our main screen, this has changed to song mode. All right. So now if I hit play, no hands. Pretty cool, yeah? And it's just going to keep looping. You can change that in here. You can actually turn off looped up the top here. You can title your song. So the song's got a name now. All right, let's talk about saving this stuff. So up at the top here is your little cog, your little settings button. You can save stuff super easy. There you go. Save it to whatever you want. How to app. Stop that. Demo. Hit save. Your project is saved. Good to go. And you can access that whenever you want. Nice and easily to create a brand new session. You can hit new and create a new session. There's a bunch of demos in here as well. So we've saved that so we can come back to it. So you've got a whole bunch of demos. Let's just load this and show you. So this is what you hear when you slow it right down. Remember, you can change the BPM in here. This is like at 20 BPM. We've got this very haunting. How cool is that? So you can make not only like, you know, upbeat music, but make some really haunting, dark stuff. So for example, if we go in here and browse and load what I just made there, and we go in here and we'll try and turn down the BPM on this to 20. Let's see what it does with the song I just made. How cool. Within just changing the BPM, we've gone from this upbeat, dancey kind of thing to this dark, very dark sounding thing. All right, so let's just cover the AUV3 quickly at the end. I can let you know too, so this also has the ability to add your own MIDI controllers, right? So within this screen here, you'll see there's a MIDI tab. So you can actually go in here, and if you've got a MIDI controller plugged in, you can actually go in here. See, if I click through this, it's selected my iRig Pro. So if I've got a MIDI controller plugged into there, like my Microfreak, if my Microfreak was plugged in, you can choose the MIDI channel. So you can do this as well. Look, I'd love to go into it, but there's only so much time, man. So you can do it. Now, have I tried to do it? Yes. Have I spent a lot of time doing it? No. Did I have success? No. I found the manual didn't really give me enough information, so I did struggle doing it this way, but I will work it out because I am persistent. But it can be done, yeah? You would need to turn off the internal engine. And then, so here, this turns off the actual sounds. When you turn it off, it just makes it MIDI only. All right, so let's jump in quickly to the AUV3 section of it, so I can show you at least a little bit of what you can actually do with it. Let's open up AUM. So I've had a bit of a fail with this too, but I'll tell you about that. So to use it, you need to open it as a MIDI controller. You can open it as an audio track. Let's show you that. But it will open it as an inter-app audio, remember. You can only open it in an audio track as an inter-app audio. So if we do a search for it, Aphelian, there it is. And it will open it up as this. So essentially, you can go back here to AUM and, man, why do I always do that? And hit play in here. Right? So you can do it that way. Cool, cool, cool. Let's remove that that track. But this is how you use it to control it as with a MIDI. So if we open it up as a MIDI, do a search for Aphelian. There it is. Now, when I open it up, you'll notice it's quite a bit different. Very different. It's missing all of the synth controls, and you've just got one instance. So you've only got one orbit happening here. So what you need to do now is open up something. So let's just open up, say, a strummer. Just a guitar thing to be different. And now we need to connect this. So I'm going to show you how to connect it a couple of ways. We're going to head up the top here so we can see a diagram of how we're connecting this. So we want to go, I've got to make sure I'm doing this right. So Aphelian to strummer. That's right. Aphelian to strummer. And then we have the option to add, let me turn on my keyboard so that pops up. So now we've got my key step here as well, and we want that to go to Aphelian. So these are the controls. We have Aphelian going to strummer and my keyboard going to Aphelian. So let's close this. Now, when I hold down these keys, that should work, but I've got to turn on. So you've got to hit play. And now, so essentially what I've done here, in this section, we are in the sequencer here. Yeah? Go full screen so you can see it. Up the top here, you've got a sequencer and an ARP. So while we're in sequencer mode, to activate it, you actually have to touch this keyboard. And when you touch a key, it locks it down. And you have all of the same sounds, all of the same options with changing the patterns here, changing the resolutions and all this stuff. You can change the shape. So you can see a lot of the same options are in there, just not the internal synth. Now, Where I failed with this was I can't seem to open two of these. Like, I can't seem to open another one of these with another. It just won't work. I'll show you what I mean. So if I open up another Aphelian, say open up a piano, like pure piano or something. Now we go in here and connect these. So Aphelian 2 with pure piano and our keyboard with Aphelian 2. It's not playing, see? It's not doing anything. I can't seem to get two of them to work. So I'm guessing you can't do it. I'm guessing that. So there you go. I would expect it to be making sounds. I can connect one of them to both of the instruments. So I can make a wall of instruments. All right, so the last thing I want to show you is, let's turn off these notes. You also have an ARP. If I turn over the ARP up here, so now you'll see we have a different screen. Now this is controlled now because I connected my keyboard. So I can control it. Let's bring the camera down a bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I can control it in the ARP section as an AEV3. I tried that, Gregory. I've tried. Trust me. I've spent a day on it. I've read the instructions, the manual. I've watched videos. It doesn't seem to work. I promise you, I have tried everything. In fact, last night I even tried banging my head against the iPad, and you know what? That didn't work. It just gave me a fucking headache. So there you go. Yeah, I think that too, Audible. I think it only works with one instance, so I just think that is the way. It is what it is. But look, it's an incredible, there's no denying, this is an incredible app. It's really cool. So yeah, what do you guys think of it? Remember, as usual, apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all. If you think that this is something that can add some benefit to your life and make your musical creation so much better, 100% do it. Now, there's definitely ways to record some of this into GarageBand. For example, you could, let's just clear this out. We'll clear this for a second. So I've shown this many times before. Hit Sure. You can open up an instance of it as an Interapp Audio, Aphelian, and you could hit play and then send this to an Interapp output and open up GarageBand and then record it into a track. So you can do it that way. And especially if you've set up song mode, so you've already got the song already written in Aphelian, and then you open it up like this and then hit play, send it to GarageBand, and it will, let's do it, shall we, while we're here. Let's do it. The last thing that we do today, and we'll show you because it's best represented. I think I have an open GarageBand suite. So let's create a track here. We want a vocal track. There we go. A clean vocal track. There we are. We're set up here in GarageBand. We head back to AUM. Go down here and select output. And then we want to go back to GarageBand. Actually, what do we want to do? We want to go here. Get it together. We want to go Interapp Audio, AUM port 1, and now this is connected. So we've got our song. Here's our song that we made, ready to go. So now if we hit record here, look at this, it's even got the controls. So, but let's just head over to GarageBand, make sure. Now, what's the BPM on this? So it's set to 20 BPM. Let's bring this up to, oh, it's locked now. It's locked now. That's cool. So it's locked to GarageBand. Let's go back over here to AUM. Hit record on GarageBand and play here. I probably should have taken it back to the start. Why is it out of time? Oh, I know why. Hang on. GarageBand's at 110. Let's bring GarageBand to 120. Okay. Rightio, we're back at the start. You ready? We're going to get this right and then we'll get out of here. Sorry, guys, we've gone over time as usual. So, but I wanted to cover as much of this as I could because there's not really many videos covering the whole lot of this. So if I hit record down here, GarageBand will start clicking away. And then we hit play. And look at that. We're recording into GarageBand, all in time. The song mode that we set up. Off we go. And anytime you can stop this, stop recording, thanks. And there you go. GarageBand has recorded that in. Wicked! Happy days! Hey guys, thanks for hanging out today. Remember, please hit the like on the way out. It helps me out and all that kind of jazz. If you're watching for the first time, why not subscribe? Please do so. It helps the channel. And if you're not into these long form videos, there will be more of the daily digest coming up with older apps and newer apps that are coming up. Tomorrow on the show, we are doing something really different. We are doing this. I am going to be making an album, hopefully an EP in one show. I'm going to do a 6-track EP. It may be 2 shows. I'm not sure. I'm going to be using 6 notes and one app called Space Fields, and that will be a brand new album which I will release over the weekend called Utensils EADGBE. So I'm using all of those notes to make an entire EP. It's going to be out there, folks. Something completely different. It will be a soundscape kind of horror album with 6 tracks, each song 1 note. And it's going to be hopefully cool. Or it could go absolutely tits up and sound absolutely shit. But I doubt it because Space Fields is a really cool app, which I looked at last week. So hopefully you can come and join me for that. And also just remember, this week our interview is with Maffy's Garden. Matt Anderson is coming on the show. And we will be sowing the seeds of Maffy's Garden. And maybe talking some conspiracy theories as well. Who knows? Good stuff. Thanks for joining me, folks. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And we all rise together. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. Bye-bye.
Stunning. 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 Absolutely stunning.